Hmm. I'm going to say the religious freedom is very important.
Yeah. I mean, some conservatives, especially in America, will bring up is this also the rights thing doesn't account for what happens when you have a multicultural society.
Mm.
It just doesn't account. That's what they'll say. I do agree with them. There's situations you can put the Constitution is where it doesn't make any sense anymore.
Well, it does bring up that idea of, and I know you've heard this before. It's like the idea that if you have a society that tolerates everything, that means you also tolerate the intolerant, right?
Well, right, yeah, that's Karl Popper's
Yeah.
idea. Yeah.
And then what happens is like if the intolerants get power, then you
Now,
know.
right. And
And
now a lot of right wing people will say that's the woke left, that they're intolerant of my religion.
and it's like, think of something like the religion of Islam, where there is no delineation between the church and the state.
Right,
Where like in their
right.
text, it's
It
like
is the state. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So the religious freedom, I'm gonna have to put some caveats on it. You know what I mean?
Of course. Right.
Just because it's like you can't have a religion of conquer. You know, like you know what I mean, like a conquering fucking force.
Right. But the thing is, if the I don't know if the Constitution handles that on paper. You
It
can
doesn't.
argue and say, well, right, and that's why I sympathize. Because I'm reading this, I'm looking at the Bill of Rights. It's like, oh, it's a beautiful idea,
Mm-hmm.
but it has to have a culture underneath it. Because if it doesn't, it really is just a piece of paper. Just it just is.
I'm gonna have to
Uh,
say, like, I'm gonna have to say that when it comes to religious freedom, you cannot tolerate religions which insist to like, like stamp out other religions. You get what I'm saying?
yeah. Well, on what ground?
Because like I'm thinking of it like this. Like let's say there was a religion, right? And in
Yeah.
this religion, they believe in like moving from place to place and espousing their beliefs, making it into power, and then once they get into power, they forcibly convert everyone to
Right.
be that religion.
Right.
And so
Right.
that is an example of religion that cannot be tolerated under any circumstances.
Right. Now, is the argument because it infringes on the rights of others? Right.
Yes. Yeah. Because
Okay.
like I
Is
want
that
yeah.
that's different than I just don't like that fucking. It's an evil religion.
Yeah. Like I want there to be like a like and this is going to be so hard to explain, but it's like you can have a religion, you can believe personally that like if your religion was instituted statewide, that would be best for everyone, right?
Right.
But if you're going to make steps to like to do that and then you forcibly convert other people,
Right.
that's where I draw the line. I'm like, no, thank you. You can't do that. Like people have to choose.
Okay.
They have to opt in.
Right. Yeah. Sounds about. Now, there's a medium. There's a middle ground where the idea is the laws are that of the religion, or at least they're heavily influenced by it.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of conservatives, and including me, would argue a lot of America's laws are Christian, basically. Same with the West in general. Like murder being wrong. Yeah, there's a humanistic way to get to that, but I know the Christian way. Human way, I don't know. I mean, it's a different prior thing, you know?
You know what? Not even forced conversion. You cannot tolerate forced anything. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Like something that I
Yeah.
really appreciate about Christianity, which I mean, I appreciate it kind of, but not really. I have a whole critique of
Okay.
Christianity that we can get into in later episodes, but
Oh, for sure.
my issue is that like there should be no forced anything. Like imagine if we lived in
Okay.
a Jewish state and they're like cutting all these baby dicks. Like no.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like no, we're not doing that.
Yeah. By well, it's the idea by law they're trying to cut your
Yeah,
baby.
that's what I mean. I mean like if you like if we lived like if there were if there were leaders who were religious and they just did that on their own, right? That's fine. But if they're trying to force everyone else to do it, that's a problem.
One second. This is a friend from Twitter. Yeah, it is, because those ones using state power to compel people who are not of that religion to do the thing.
Yeah, I'm not appreciative of that.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Oh boy. One second. Well, we're recording. It's fine. Let's get to this, because some guy asked me an interesting question. All right. So that's yeah. Well, that's big. All right. That's the first one, right? The Bill of Rights #1.
Yeah, I feel like if I were to change it, it would be you just can't tolerate any religions that have like in their practice or in their text that they are forcing people to do things who are not subscribed to that religion. We can't tolerate that.
Okay. Well, what's the amendments to the Constitution? Okay, so #1, you like guns, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. These Bill of Rights, people usually only know 1 and 2.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna get through these.
Okay.
Because this is just because remember we're just within the rights of the individual, and it's like, what are the rights?
And
of the
these are all right. Yeah.
How about petitions? How do you feel about petitions? The freedom to petition the government.
Well, it's all first. Yeah. I would. They all imply the same thing, which is you have a right to do the things, to say the things and think the things you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the same. It's one amendment. That's Yeah, I'd say yeah. Yeah, because some of these are kind of boring. Like #3, the soldiers can't invade your home to sleep there.
That's like of the time, right?
It is of the time. It is very much of the time. #5's jury. Protects the right to do. Yeah, that's due process.
That's interesting. That's an interesting one, right? Because
yeah, it's very legal.
Because let me think. Like, let me think about it says, what does it say? It says rights in. Oh no, #4 is important. #4 is important, right?
Yeah, someone can't come to your house and just see what's up.
I think that should be enforced a little more.
Oh, but who enforces it?
Like what I mean is like, it should be unconstitutional. It should be like, I think there's too many instances in where like police or like whoever is like, just planting shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
And like,
yeah, it's true.
And like, well, I feel like if you know what it is, I think people don't know about it. I think people in their interactions with law enforcement or whatever, they don't know that the police can't just enter your residence, like fucking vampires. Yeah. Don't invite them in.
It's true. Yeah. Unless but that's where unreasonable comes in. If there's a reasonable.
Oh, I'm good with reasonable. Yeah.
But yeah, no, a cop can't come in and just go, "Hey, open up. I'm the police." And you really didn't do anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of these I never know. A lot of these really are just legal things. I like
the 5th one. I like the jury and like the jury duty and like the double jeopardy stuff.
Right. Double jeopardy.
Well, hold on. How do you feel about retrying on the same case?
That's double jeopardy, right?
So it's kind of OJ. A good example would be like OJ Simpson, right? Like, we can't revisit the OJ case to fucking put him in jail because whatever,
Well, see, that's where it gets holes. It's like, in a conservative society, they would just kill him. That's it. It's just, they caught him and then, no, it's like, you really did this shit. Or at least, there's something funny about the OJ stuff, because he did say after he was freed that he's gonna go find the real killer, and they never found the real killer. It's funny too. He is with Wikipedia. It says he's regarded as one of the greatest running backs of all time, but his success over shit. And it's probably true. It's like it is weird. It's like even Bill Cosby has more of his reputation intact as a comedian than O.J. Simpson does as a running back.
Right.
He really is known as just a guy who killed someone and got away with it. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, no one's going, yeah, but you know how many yards that guy ran? You know? And he did he had a 2,000-yard season in 1973.
Crazy,
in 14
right?
games.
Yep.
I mean, that is pretty good, dude. Fucking. But he didn't outrun. People have had to make that joke before, right? He didn't outrun the law. Well, I guess he did outrun the law, though.
Well, think about it. The NFL couldn't let him go. Right? I mean, they had to get him off. Imagine the stain on the NFL if that came out.
Of what?
Like if he's convicted as being like a double murderer, imagine the PR that the NFL would have to go through, right?
Yeah, but it's already once he's being convicted for it. Or I guess is it different than if the situation as it is now, or it's like he clearly did it, but it's not on this record?
I don't know. I think it was just. I'm thinking about it like at the time. Like at the time.
Oh, at the time.
Yeah, like
right.
if at the time he was convicted and put in jail, the NFL would have a lot of damage control to do.
So I guess it would be like, yeah, because I could see at the time it's like, yeah, maybe someone else did do it. Maybe OJ's telling the truth. But no, it is funny. He really did it. Like, there really is no. I remember when he died. I was googling. Mm-hmm. There really is no other story. Yeah. He did it.
He fucking did that shit.
There's no other. His book is If I Did It.
Yeah.
Published because the publisher just published it against his will almost.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. OJ. How did I get on that? Oh yeah. Well, no, you're right. That's where liberalism gets fucking weird.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, well, OJ. Now what? You know?
Because I'm with you. Like, we retry him. Like, I don't.
Yeah. Right. And so this is where, and I actually do get this point. I respect this point. I get it. What's it called? I lost my train. It's the idea with liberalism is I'd rather, but here's where it gets weird. It's like the quote goes, I'd rather 50 guilty people be let free than one innocent person. But then say it again. It's like, wait, you'd rather 50, but then I guess that's where conservative. Yeah, it's interesting.
I have a whole different view on like I think because where we are now with the prison system, like the way I think it should go is I think we should have two options, right? Like let's say you get convicted of a crime, like let's say you killed 3 babies, you raped 12 women, whatever. There should be two options. There's the path of rehabilitation / redemption, like you are committed to like a facility and they literally like brainwash you so you're better or whatever, right? And then if you don't want to do that, we will execute you on the spot. I think those are the two options, the only two options, you know?
It's funny, I have to wonder, a lot of guys will be like, no, but what happens if they go in the rehabilitation and they don't want to do it? No, you like if you go into the rehabilitation and then you're like, no, I don't want to do this, you're executed. Yeah, it sounds like, yeah, I know. I mean, yeah, it's see, this is why this becomes really fucking interesting, is you really do have to think about this stuff. There's a lot of interesting little factors, you know. Like
I'm tired of like prison systems where like you go in there, it's like a hellhole. Like there's a select few that you know, they find God, they read the Bible, they come out, they're great, right?
Yeah.
There's other people
who
What? Why
They're
you laugh?
lifers.
What'd you say?
They're lifers.
Yeah, yeah. And then there's like, well, yeah, and then there's other guys who are like, they come out and because there's no like support system or they're still brain broken from whatever fucking trauma they went through, they commit a crime again, then they get thrown back into jail. It's like, this is stupid. Like, why are we doing this?
Right. Yeah. No, and it's also because, again, that's where it's like, again, it gets to a really basic point I've seen made before. I heard about it on Rogan years ago. Our society might be too fucking big.
And nice. And too nice.
That's different, but that's different, though. And it actually, no, it's a little connected because when your society is so much smaller, you know who to be nice to and who not to.
Mm-hmm.
But in a giant society, you have no idea. You know? Well, you really don't. So I guess that's where liberalism makes sense. But then it's like, well, it doesn't work. And that's where, it's funny, that's where ultimately I really am a conservative on this. Because I guess my whole pitch is, yeah, dude, this modern thing, is it working? Now, again, I'm talking to you over the phone. You're in a billion states away, and I have my laptop, and I'm watching TV. So that's where, I don't know, it's just, I think it's a good question to ask. And I don't think we should be afraid to ask it. And a lot of liberals, though, are very afraid of asking that question.
But yeah, we want to do socialism, conservatism, and liberalism.
But yeah, but I have to force my joke in because...
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
So, fun fact, everyone. The school shooter in Virginia Tech was Asian. That's some lore for you. Like some early fact to like, kind of like how like remember Joe Namath? That's this guy.
This is the Joe Namath of school shootings. That's fucking crazy.
He was, or like the Johnny Unitas.
That's so dark.
He did get a lot of people. I think it was 27 or 32.
That's
like,
so
some high number. Because it's because it's kind of a riff on Bill Burr. He does this, he did the whole. They why is Hitler's name up on the rafters? Why not Stalin? But it really, like Dylan and Eric Harris and Columbine, they were like, that's like the Babe Ruth of school shooting. His numbers would be impressive even today, if you will. Just had to get that in there. But look, in tribute, Virginia Tech, it's looking like they're third and 3. See, this is what makes the game interesting. You can't get your eyes off it once you start watching. Because it's 3rd and 3, 23 2 minutes and a half left. Now it's 4th and 4. So Florida State's gonna get the ball back. They have no timeouts left.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't do the 2-minute warning, or do they? In college football,
I think they do. They get a timeout.
Because that's going to be very important right now for Florida State. Wrapping up on the floor remember what happened 2 years ago?
What happened?
They got fucked out of the college football.
Yeah.
And then they got smoked by Georgia.
Yeah. Who
were themselves kind of probably should have been in the playoff too, if you were being really honest.
Yeah.
And then Georgia took out their anger at Florida State, who just totally gave up, which I think is kind of a bad move.
Yeah.
Genuinely, it's like you don't do that. You don't give up. You prove that you should be there. But anyway,
their morale was cooked. They were finished. Man.
And especially because they're kids. Like they are literally kids.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah, no, I get. All right, I never even realized that they are kids because I really was like, why? That's so shitty.
Mm-hmm.
It's like just play the game, play like you care. It's a bowl game. It's a big ball game.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if they come back. But yeah, we're gonna talk. But well, all right, we're gonna because we didn't define this last time. If you had to place yourself right now on the political spectrum, where would you be? Would you say?
Jesus Christ. I would say that I am somewhere in between. And I want to use my words carefully. Let's say like you can move towards the right on the spectrum, and you can move towards the left, right?
Yeah, which is the traditional way of doing it.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to simplify it so that everyone, the third person, can understand. It's
Yes.
I would say that I am somewhere in the middle, but it's not because I agree with the middle positions. It's because I am agreeing with the extremes on either end.
That's so fascinating because really, Florida State guy's quarter. Oh, he runs. Okay, he's gonna go to the. Wow, he just had like a 20-yard run.
Nice.
Okay. See, this is fun to watch the game in real.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. They were trying to get another Sappin, but all right. I wish we see. This is why betting would be fun, but I have no money. But even like, all right, how much do you think they're gonna? Do you think Florida State's gonna pull this off?
I don't know. Like, I've never been because I do play fantasy football, and that is a form of betting. But like, I don't know. I've never in real time. I don't know, man. I couldn't tell you.
Well, it's a guess. Like the team's down, 1 touchdown. I don't know what yard line they're on, but I don't know. Then they got to do overtime. You know.
Yeah.
And then at that point, if Virginia Tech gets the ball back, I guess you just run it out, right? You wouldn't risk it, right?
No.
Okay. Okay. Well, anyway. All right. So you're on the same page as me because I am. Yeah. No. It's weird. I think I might have said this last week. It's like centrist illiberalism, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But you affirm liberalism. I like. Which I guess we'll talk about. All right. Well, before we do, okay, let's define. Let's first define the shit. We're just using Wikipedia. If you
start with liberalism.
Well, because that's the dominant ideology. Even the Wikipedia says it's the dominant ideology of modern history. So liberalism is a political and moral philosophy based on the rights of the individual, liberty, consent of the governed, political equality, the right to private property, and equality before the law.
All right.
Actually, let's stop there.
Let's go through those point by point. So the first one was the rights of the individual, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah. Me too. I'm like, yeah, individual rights. Yes.
Okay. Liberty.
What are we meaning by liberty? Give me your definition.
Right. Well. Yeah, I mean that's the liberty. Right. The way a liberal defines it really is you can make life you would. Well, it's sort of really the liberal position, which isn't really mentioned here, but it usually is. You can define who you are, independent of everything else.
I'll say yes.
Okay, because I would say, but I'm a Catholic. I would say no. But
Okay.
The liberty is defined from. On Wikipedia is the state of being free within society from oppressive restrictions imposed by authority on one's way of life, behavior, political views. Now, there's 2 ways of looking at that. The right liberal way is you're free to try and do the right thing. The left liberal thing is not that. It is you're free to just be who you are.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you're not hurting anyone.
Mm-hmm.
That's left. I mean, just to really quickly define the way I define it. Well, I do have a Substack article about this actually, but the way I define it is, I guess it's the same thing. Because I call socialism, I just call left.
Mm-hmm.
That's the left. Then there's right and left versions of liberalism, and then conservatism is the right. That's the right kind of, but that's where it gets interesting. Because for me, right wing means hierarchy, and
Mm-hmm.
conservatism means conservation of old things.
Mm-hmm.
They're at the 20. They just had a big 30-yard gain for the state. Oh, they might really pull this off, which is always weird because it's like when the overdog comes back in the underdog's own stadium.
Yeah.
Because it just feels like, I got you, bitch. I got you, but you thought so. You lose. Because this is a pretty big upset. If Virginia Tech pulls it off, I think Florida State right now should throw an interception for those dead kids. 20 years ago, I think it's the right thing to do. But again, they're not doing it. They got a first down, so it's first and goal. But okay, liberalism is right. You know what's funny? Because I'll say this too: conservatism and liberal and socialism. Our society, it seems like, is devoid of both.
Mm-hmm.
But all right, let's define. Okay, so socialism is economic and political philosophy encompassing diverse economic and social systems characterized by social ownership of means of production rather than private ownership.
I never liked that because I don't understand what the fuck that means.
Right. Well, that's a common criticism of socialism. That's actually very funny. That's the exact criticism, because then what happens is it means whatever the rulers want it to mean. And anyway, okay, conservatism is.
Wait, hold on. Let's go through the liberal.
You want to go?
Yeah.
Socialism?
No, let's go through liberalism. So you said we did
You're
rights
right,
of
liberty.
individual,
Yeah, okay,
liberty,
yes.
and then what's next?
Consent of the governed.
Okay, hold on. Let me write that down. Consent of the governed.
Okay.
And would you say yes or no to that?
Not necessarily. I don't think it's inherently moral.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no also.
Well, in terms of that, I could go yes or no. I don't think it's inherently needed.
Yeah.
I prefer it. I actually do prefer it, but it's not the most important thing in the world. Then there's political equality.
All right, let me write that down. Political equality. What do you think they mean by that?
Right. So what? Well, Florida State has to go for either a touchdown. Well, they got to go for a touchdown. Okay, because they have 43 seconds left, fourth and goal. Political equality is defined inclusive and fair allocation of political power or influence, fair processes, and fair treatment of all, regardless of characteristics like race, gender, age, intelligence, blah, blah, blah.
I guess I'll say yes.
Okay.
Are you saying yes? Are you saying yes or no?
Yeah, I am more comfortable saying no.
Okay.
Because I'm a bad person. I'm a bad guy. I'm a mean. Florida State came back. Fuck those kids.
Wow. Insane.
Fuck those dead kids. Oh, that's funny. And imagine they just block the extra point right now. Or they go for it. Just to really fuck with Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
Really fuck those kids. So, yeah, I'm comfortable saying no. Because it's... I don't know, man. It doesn't... It's funny. I do... It's just... If I talk like this, should I get a vote? That's what I mean. I'm sorry.
You know what? I might be with you. Hold on. Let me rewrite this list. I might be with you. Hold on. Because I might be with you. Let me go back. Let me go back. Okay, let me do...
Well, because the political... It gives you like a bunch of different things that you have to say yes or no on.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's like tough, right?
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 characteristics that liberals will go, yes, everyone has to vote.
So let me recap what we're doing. Rights of the individuals, right? Let me write that down.
Yeah.
Rights of individuals, right? And then we both said yes. Cool. And then there's liberty. Yikes.
Yeah, that.
I'm gonna say yes.
Yeah, I'll say yeah. I guess that's funny. That might be the difference. Then no. It's like it's not the most important thing.
And then consent of the governed.
Yep.
What does that mean? Is that more about like
it's the government's legitimacy and moral right to use state power is justified and lawful only when consented by the people or society over which the political power is exercised.
Oh, that's tough. Like, that's a tough one because it's like I can imagine a scenario in which you would need to do something to protect the people that the people don't necessarily want themselves, right?
That's exactly what ends up. Yes, that's exactly what ends up happening. I mean, one of the thing with liberalism they're going for the extra point, by the way. So, and then we made it. So, fuck the kids. Fuck, you know. So we're consent, yeah, because there's obviously what you're saying. That's you know what that is. That's like the Men in Black thing, you know, where it's their shit that people shouldn't know because if they did, they would freak the fuck out,
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
Then there's the consent. Because then the position we're in right now with liberalism is, if 9 people vote. Okay, so let's say we're at a dinner and it's 10 people. I've actually used this on a total left liberal, lefty, not that into the stuff thing.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say there's 10 people at a dinner table and 9 of them choose to eat one of them. Can they do that? Full consent of the governed.
Well, this is the consent, I mean.
Right. So, but liberalism right now is saying, no, you can't do it. That's where the consent of the governed, will that outweigh the rights of the individual?
Yeah.
And what is right? Yeah, it's interesting because it really is. Okay, well, what are individual rights? Because at that dinner table, okay, let's say we're at the dinner table and I start singing Justin Bieber. Right? Can they vote me out of the table? Because what if that's infringing on my right to sing? Right?
And then think about it like this, like, so you at this dinner table, everyone has the right to sing, right? What if 9 people vote that? Never mind, we're gonna rescind that, right? Then
can they do that?
Yeah.
Or will the state step in and say you can't vote that away?
Exactly.
That's consent. That's going against consent of the governed. So what's going on here?
Yeah. So
then there's political equality, which again has 7 different variations, including intelligence. Which...
I'm with you, dude. No, not at all.
Yeah, and I'll say that, by the way, the fact I was in 2 special ed classes where I would be seen as a monster for saying that, and that's why Kamala Harris lost. Guaranteed. That is exactly why right there is like, you're really gonna, if you have an IQ of 50, you can't vote.
Exactly.
No, but no, shut up. You can't vote. You're retarded. But that's mean. Shut up.
Nope.
You want me to go for your rights? That's its own question. If you go on the certain parts of the right, they do say liberalism, it's a woman's thing.
Yeah.
And women, it is an interesting theory, because the reason especially if they're childless, but even women with children will do this, especially liberal women, they'll take how they treat their children and treat everyone like that.
Yeah.
So you kind of get them in this weird situation, as like with illegal immigration. Let's say it's a little far right-ish, as in just, this is an example, of course, they would think up, but let's say there's an evil rapist dude who likes to do evil raping things. If you try to deport him, some liberal women will see them as, oh, that's my son.
Yep.
That's my son. Do you know why he's an evil rapist? Now it gets more complicated, and when it's like, okay, this he's just a dude in the country. He's an economic migrant.
Mm-hmm.
Now, really, it's like, no, that's my son. You're deporting my son.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, no, he's just a dude he took a job away from an American. That's not. He's not a bad guy. It's just he's got to leave. That's it. It's just. But that's my son you're talking about. Okay, well.
Okay, lady.
Well, and it's like, are you? And that's where people will say, you can't, like, the okay lady thing doesn't work right now because women have so much power. Yeah. And I don't know. I don't know where that's gonna go, but that's gonna be interesting to pull on.
What's the next one after political equality?
Right to private property.
Ooh, I want to say.
Now that's something.
I don't know. See, it's hard, but let me see. Private. I'm writing it down. Private.
Because the socialists will ask, well, how did you get that property?
Let me think about that one. I don't know. What would you say? What are you saying?
No, I don't think it's that important. I just don't. Sorry. Again, the right will fucking hate me for it. I'm sorry. I don't. It's not the most important thing.
Like, I would say yes, but I have an asterisk because I want to make a very clear delineation between, like, an individual and, like, a business or, like, you know what I mean?
Right. And there's that too. You're right. There's that as well. That's something. And some libertarians will make that distinction and some won't.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, the corporatist libertarians will go, no, a corporation's a person too. Like Mitt Romney made that argument.
Yeah.
Even the libertarians, like, hell no, no, absolutely not. That's not a person. And then equality before the law.
Ooh, let me write that down. Okay. I'm gonna say yes to that one.
Yeah, it sounds about right. I mean, because it's just that can be used against you. Because what'll happen is, I mean, I guess you see this in a lot of modern liberal societies. Equality will become preference. Yeah. Usually preference for the minority, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the equality. It's like, well, no, it's not equality before the law. It's a preference that you're doing to make up for prior stuff that's happened. But it's not equality before the law.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then far right people will say, well, no, we can't do that because you're letting the bad guy get away with it with that equality.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them really will go like, no, it's because the races are different people. Like, they'll do that. They will really. So there's levels to this, but so that's liberalism. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 qualities to it.
Yeah. Okay.
So then we did socialism, which confused you, and it is kind of confusing because it says diverse economic and social system.
You know, let's just go through. What does the definition say? Let's just go through it, man. The same way we did this one. Let's just go through it.
Well, it's basically that is the definition. That's the first sentence.
Wait, say it again.
So the first sentence in Wikipedia for socialism is an economic and political philosophy encompassing diverse economic and social systems characterized by social ownership of the means of production as opposed to private ownership.
It sounds so fake.
Right. Now I'll try to clean it up. Socialism is the idea that of social ownership of means of production as opposed to private ownership. Now, means of production, how stuff is made, I guess, resources.
Yeah, but
so it's owned by the public, not by anyone in particular.
Yeah, but my issue with that is that it breaks down like it's.
Yeah, that's where I'm not mostly that because my thing is like because my thing with the socialists and especially the farther left you go, the communists. Is socialism is useful when you have to break up like when the people in power are bad.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have to be bad. That's from a conservative, I guess. Like, and that is really conservative. That is really like, I don't think that's inherent in power. I think there's good ways to use power, and you can be a good person and use power. That's I mean, that's why the superhero comics were called fascist back then.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Dark Knight Returns gets into that, especially it's in the comic, and same with Watchmen. But it's like, well, maybe it's right,
Mm-hmm.
But you're right. That's why it breaks down. Yeah, it's fundamental. It's like, because who defines the public? Now I think you could kind of get around that, but then that's where it's like, well, the public, a conservative, so the public is the king. That's the public.
Mm-hmm.
He protects the public. So I guess that's where it becomes like a weird loop around. What do you think?
I don't know. My issue with it is that like I see the things that are born of, like, the ways of thinking that are born of socialism, I think have some use, but I think at its core, and maybe I just don't understand it properly, maybe I need to read like a fucking book or something.
Well, an anti-socialist will say, no, there's no way, you're right, it doesn't work. That's what they mean when they say it doesn't work. Like that problem, it's funny, that exact problem you have with it is the exact thing they'll tell you. It's like, yeah, no, that's what you're struggling with it, because you can't make it work. Everyone's gonna own something eventually,
Or it's like, let's say like the collective owns a factory. Like, what the fuck does the collective know about, like,
right?
I don't know, like what's the word? What do they know about like supply chains and like,
right?
The
There's
economy
that
and shit.
too.
Yeah, it's like
right. And that's, yeah.
And then on top of it, what if the vote is like 51-49, right?
Right. So, Florida State just scored in overtime. Fuck the kids.
Damn.
Fuck the kid. Well, so Virginia Tech gets the ball back.
Okay.
So okay. Yeah. No. Again, it's funny. You gave. What is Destiny said about socialism? Like, is it the same thing?
He thinks it's stupid.
Okay.
He's a capitalist. He is by far capitalist. He's very much capitalist.
What's the reason exactly?
He just thinks it's like the best system to, like, I guess, distribute resources in a functioning society.
Okay. Because that might be where I am. Just as an but that's conservative me. It's like, yeah, it works, I guess.
Yeah, let me just write down some stuff. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me write down personal versus private property. You that distinction that they have?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you agree with that distinction? Do you think that there should be the abolishment of private property, but people still have personal property?
Ideally, no. But if it's a way to break up an unfair, immoral elite, yeah, totally.
And then when we get down, there's the other thing called social ownership, right? So social
social ownership.
How do you feel? Do you agree with that? Do you think social ownership is...
Actually, yes, provided it's run by a church or, I guess, a king, but preferably the church.
Okay. And then I'm going to say no to that. I'm going to say that's a little dumb.
Okay.
As cool as it may seem, I don't.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
Well, because a socialist will say, well, the religion can't have it. And it's like, that's where I go, that's dumb. Of course it can. Like, it's funny that religion... and I've had this criticism for about a year and a half. I've gotten more left-wing on this since. All right, well, last play from Virginia Tech. Go, fuck the kids. Fuck the kids. I don't even know that kid's name. That guy who did it. Do I do the evil voodoo and look it up?
No, don't do it. No.
Oh, all right. Because I'd have to Google really quickly. But all right, they're gonna go for a field goal. Do you like when they fuck with the kicker and ice him?
Oh, you know what? I never understood. Like, I've seen it work a couple times, but I feel like there's no correlation between icing the kicker and him missing.
Yeah. Well, Florida State just did it. So.
Oh, there's one more thing. There's this idea of, like, the basically the market would be divided into non-market versus market forces. So like forces that will respond to the market and forces that won't respond to the market. Do you agree that the economy should be divided that way?
Yeah, you know what? I agree with that more than social ownership.
I'm going to say yes on that too.
Actually, yeah, that's where it gets a little more liberal.
That's when it starts making sense.
That's right, because communism says just get rid of all of them.
Yeah.
So, that's where communism comes in and says, and that's all, and even socialist. And yeah, all right, we're going to double overtime.
Nice.
Virginia Tech got it. All right, kids got it. For the kids.
For the kids.
I'm sorry, Virginia. I don't know. Really, it's like, yeah, that happened at Virginia Tech. I'm sorry. That didn't happen in LSU. Yeah. You know? I'm sorry. I was 10 years old when that happened, and I just know what happened. All right.
Let's go to conservatism. Fuck socialism right now.
Well, it's just, social ownership, because that could mean to me the church has it.
Yeah.
The church owns it.
Yeah.
Now the socialists don't like that this is like almost like a year ago. I'm probably a little different now, but I used to think, and I guess I still do, that if everyone followed religion, you wouldn't even need socialism.
Yeah.
You just wouldn't. It would work naturally. The thing the socialists don't like is they don't like God or religion.
Mm-hmm.
They want to go do weird, sexy stuff. So that's why it's like, all right, well, if you get rid of the religion to do your weird, sexy stuff, then you need the socialism. It's basically a way. It feels like a way to get conservatism back, while keeping liberalism. And on that note, really, I'm gonna go get a fucking Tums.
You're right on time. We're 30 minutes.
Oh, perfect. I'll be right back. Like, what do you mean it's not working? Well, what if it's not working? Shut up. You know, it's like, stop talking. And that's where right liberals will say, well, that's why you have local. And that's why I agree with them, where it's like you have local communities that will handle this stuff on their own and that kind of thing. But yeah, no, that's a good point. There is an element of too nice, which is a problem because, and it's a classic, it's pretty Christian actually, but like old school Christian, where it's like mercy to the guilty is injustice to the innocent. So, but then liberalism will say, well, how do you know who's innocent and who's guilty?
Yeah.
So, but then it's like, yeah, you know who's guilty, dude. The guy who beats his wife is guilty.
Yeah.
And but then it's like, well, how guilty? That's fair, but the problem is, and I don't think this is inherent in the ideology. I actually don't. But I think it might just be something that happens when an ideology becomes a dominant one. It is an arrogance will happen where it's like, he's not guilty though. It's like, well, what if he is? No, he's not. You know what I'm talking about?
I think the guy, like the way I kind of. What are we talking about? We're talking about liberalism or Christianity being, no, he's not guilty.
Liberalism saying he's not guilty.
Oh yeah.
He had a bad childhood. Now, sometimes he did, right? I mean, I guess most of the time he did, but then again, there's levels to this. And rather than talk about it, though, a lot of modern, contemporary American liberals don't want to talk about that. They don't want to even hear it. They want to end the discussion. And that's where I have a big problem. Because I think it's fair. Okay, he hits his wife because he saw his dad do it, right? Okay, let's talk about that. And then there's also the weird. Then he did the gender politics. So that gets really fun, where it's like she hits her husband. Yeah, well, that's where like, well, she had this happen to her, and that's where they really get the sob story going.
Yeah. Well, it's like these endless excuses, right? Like
endless excuses. Dad, and look, when it especially starts doing the preference thing again, where it is like a women thing, I sound so Republican conservative, but it really is like if you don't think women can, yeah, God, I sound like a fucking divorced dad, but it's true, right?
It's along the lines of like, and I would say there's this. It is definitely maternal. There's definitely like a maternal
Well, yeah, that's
like,
what I.
yeah, like the maternal shroud of liberalism, right?
Which is useful in the family, but when you
Mm-hmm.
get rid of the family, then you do the entire society like that, and well, that just it doesn't work the way fucking if your toilet doesn't work right, it doesn't work. Like it really is like a binary. And a lot of liberals don't get that because they just don't even think like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not in them. I don't think they have it. Either it's cultural or personality. It's probably both. But for them, the idea of saying, some things don't work the way how you can't have a toilet with no pipes.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess they would say, well, you can because you just shit in the outback.
I don't.
And
like
it's like,
that.
right. So it's just they don't like that idea. Well, there are some things that are just are. They don't like that at all.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, man. It's a weird, interesting mess though. And I've been really realizing this because someone asked me directly, like, "Do you regret voting for Trump?" Because I complained about the economy and how it's awful it is. And there's opinions in that too, where it's like, I'm not sure if it's Trump. It might just be capitalism in its end stages. But what's it called? I think these people, the maternal shroud liberals, they had to lose. More than anything else, they had to lose.
They had what? Say that again. They had to what?
They have to lose. They had to lose.
Yeah.
They had to lose. That's my starting. It's like no matter what, even if you're a socialist, you had to have these people lose because if they won, you're not getting into social. I guess someone argued you would have maybe eventually, but I don't know. And not even besides even economics, just culturally, these people are so toxic. You can't trust them with power, Which I guess they'd say the same about my side, and all right. I mean, and that's where it gets really like, all right, can we just fight this out or break up the country? Because what are we doing?
Yeah.
Because that's different. That's a different thing than saying these people are really bad and they're toxic and it's not good for the culture that they just call everyone a Nazi. That's bad and we can't have it. But that is what's funny. Yeah, that is the goodness of democracy. Is we all went, all right, let's go to the voting box, and we went, and he won by 2 million votes. Yeah. So that idea prevailed.
It's kind of like that idea that you gotta like, and correct me if I'm saying the idiom wrong, but it's like you made your bed, so now you have to sleep in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like
yeah.
Like the social justice, that whole movement. I think they had good intentions, but I think that like the normal person seeing the social justice movement is like kind of like they see it as annoying. I remember all the memes. I know you remember the memes of like the fucking like screaming ladies.
Yes. Well, what happened is after 2020, I know we're kind of recapping last week, which I just realized I still got to upload the document. Well, this is behind the scenes business. The M4As are in the Google file. Oh, because then I could put that in and just all right, and then we'll do this one whenever.
Yeah, I think at this point we can. It's not super crucial that we have like a strict schedule or something,
Yeah, no, I know. I don't even give a shit.
Yeah.
I just don't. But what was I saying? Yeah, the social justice warrior, which became, it's I could divide because woke social justice warriors was this niche thing,
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember people in high school complaining about it,
Mm-hmm.
but woke was when it was ascendant and powerful, and this is the truth. This is real. And then after 2020, and Biden won, it just kind of started receding because I guess because they won, you know. It's the reverse of Trump winning. It's like, okay, we did the thing. We threw him out of office. And it's still mind-blowingly close. How I don't know if you know that, but Trump lost by 30,000 votes in 22. It was 30,000 or 50,000. You know, like that's insane because the popular vote was 7 million difference. You know,
yeah, and that like it saddens me how like people are not voting. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, unless, and I would say it's interesting. I think them not voting this time was in a way a vote for Trump, you know?
Yeah, it was.
Because in before, yeah, man, that's interesting. Because they really, and that's what's interesting right now is Oregon State scored Oregon State has they're 0-4. And Houston's 3-0.
Oh shit!
Well, I was like, all right, I guess I'm not gonna watch this game, but they are winning right now, Oregon State.
Okay.
So I don't know what's going on there. Oh my God, the Virginia Tech kid's back, and he's going for the sequel. Okay. What was I saying? Yeah, they really, again, it's proven to be really bullshit because it's like if Donald Trump was a dictator, Hassan Piker would be in jail right now.
Yeah,
he'd be in jail. Now you could argue people who support Trump want to put Hassan Piker in jail, and they do, or like Destiny, they do, but. And that's funny enough. That's why I did vote for him too. Is like he's not an evil dictator. That's why I felt comfortable voting for him. You know, it's just that's not with the narrative that was being, you know, from liberal mainstream media. So yeah, last year for the first time, again, I think ever it really was like that's a vote for the bad guy. You know. Or but the liberals say the bad guy. I'm like, no, the quote unquote bad guy, you know. But yeah, in general, it would be better. I don't know. And people have different. I mean, socialists will say people don't vote because they know they're not getting anything from it, you know. Again, that's why I would love to see, just in a nonpartisan way, I'd love to see a socialist one. Like, all right, let's put that to the test.
Yeah, I know. I'm with you. Yeah, like I mean, like while I don't completely agree with all that bullshit, it's like, let's see what happens, you know?
Yeah, you know, just because that's democracy, right? You know, I will say after Trump won for about a month, I thought Bernie would have lost by 10 million votes against Trump.
Yeah,
that's what I used to think. Now, though, it really is in hindsight. Like, no, Kamala Harris and Bernie are two different things. Kamala Harris was all social issues. She would say economic stuff. But that wasn't the thrust. The thrust was Donald Trump's running against women. And but it was. It's what fucking, you know, the Big Mike meme, right?
Yeah. Big
Mike came out, which is interesting because he's a man, but he's so cute. Michelle Obama came out and for 7 minutes ranted about, you know, men, don't be bad. I'm warning you. That must have given Trump an additional 100,000 votes there.
Yeah.
Right there. But that was Harris's pitch. That's not Bernie Sanders' pitch. His pitch is working class. Everyone's going to benefit. That's his pitch. So I don't know. Because for me, Bernie, he would lose if he was coded as a wokester. And maybe a lot of people will just hear any socialism and go, oh, this is a woke guy. But I don't think so. I don't know. The thing that did it for me was Luigi, being the healthcare guy.
Yeah.
And hearing everyone who was working class go, yeah, I don't really care.
Yeah.
That was made me go, wait a second, maybe Bernie would have fucking
Yeah.
won.
You know what? I think Bernie would have won. I think Bernie could win. Okay, I have an issue with how old these politicians are, but if there was like a younger
Well, that's
Bernie,
another part. Yeah, he would have definitely. Oh, that would have been so different.
yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Because Bernie, the thing with Bernie is he's of. If you think about these people's ages, he's of the hippie generation,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of those hippies, they did get more capitalist.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't. So, and I think millennials, well, the Generation X, they kept being capitalist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to look at the Senate composition.
You know,
And
and that's
yeah.
it's interesting about Gen X because as much as we'd like to think that they're different than the Boomers, Gen Xers,
I think they're the same.
I would
Yeah.
say Gen Xers kind of rode the coattails. Like they're
They
the
did.
last generation that kind of made it out. You know?
Yeah, and they'll say they didn't,
Yeah.
but that's whiny bullshit, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, there's articles about how Generation X is the real generation that got screwed over. I'll read it, I guess. I mean, like the magazine, The Economist, has an article about that, but it's paywalled, so I can't even. I don't know.
Well,
I'll try and find. Yeah.
Well, I like to think about it. I like to think about like how like when the internet came about, you know?
Yeah.
Like if you want to think about Gen Xers and like I
Yeah.
think Philip DeFranco was a Gen Xer. I think
Oh yeah.
Vsauce Michael is a Gen Xer.
Yeah.
And these
yeah,
guys like these guys they literally had the wild west of the internet to like make money off
Yeah.
of, you know?
Yep.
And
Yep.
it's like by the time Gen Z comes around, it's like there's ads on every website. There's like
Yep.
there's I mean, I'm not saying you can't make money as a Gen Z on the internet, but I'm just saying that like in Gen Xers, even though home prices were going up, it's like if you look at the price of a home in 2015, it is like significantly different than a price of a home now. You get what I'm saying?
Right. Vsauce is millennial. He's 1986.
Oh shit, I forgot. I'm sorry. I forgot there's another generation in between millennials. Yeah, I forgot what millennials. My bad.
Neil deGrasse Tyson is. He's actually boomer. That's weird.
Interesting. I didn't know he was that old.
Yeah, I thought. Yeah. You know, it's who's the other one you said? Vsauce and Philip DeFranco. I think he's probably
A millennial.
no. He might be. Oh no, never mind. He's 85. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, I think like okay. I think so. I would just say like
I know who you're talking about though.
Yeah, like I would say millennials. I'd say older millennials, not younger ones, but older millennials and Gen Xers. I feel like they had such a. I don't want to say an easier time, but it's like right now. If you want to consider right now late stage capitalism, then like I would say it kind of kicked off late 2010s. You know.
Yeah. It's a lot of it. I think I said this last time. A lot of it's we never really recovered from 2008.
Yeah, true.
We kind of. It seems like what happened in 2008, in hindsight, was another joke is coming, where there's a big, giant, fat guy in your house, and he just took a giant shit everywhere. And then we kind of just cleaned up his shit and put him right back where he was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or like he just shits and shits and shits, and eventually the diarrhea just started coming out of the house. So they cleaned up as much as they could and just put him back where he was, and now he's back to just shit and shit and shitting.
Yeah, it's like imagine he's on the top floor, right? And he's just shitting. He's just asshole agape. He is just leaking, right? And it's trickling down over the whole house. And Obama comes in with like his fucking Save America plans, and he just
which he ran on,
and he puts a diaper on the guy that's shitting, cleans some of the shit off his hands and feet, you know, but
Yeah.
the rest of the shit is still like trickling down into the house, you know?
Yes.
And so it's like the banks and, like the home, what is it, the housing market, and some of those
Yeah.
things recovered the institutions that, like, I guess were
The
at the center of this.
institutions recovered.
Yes,
They're fine.
Yeah.
Everyone else, they all got poor, basically.
Yeah.
And we've kind of been there ever since. And then COVID, I don't know. I don't know if it had as much of a effect as in it just. It did. So the thing with the 2008, it didn't crush everyone, but it did hurt them,
Mm-hmm.
which means it's like an injury that
Mm-hmm.
you're not treating. And now I don't know, dude. I mean, the fucking news, if you just Google the job market, it is really insane.
Dude, it's so bad.
Right. So, what's gonna? I don't know, man. And I get in a debate because one of my best friend on Twitter is he's someone in his hold on, I'm getting more notifications on Twitter. Yeah, his point. He's Zelen. He's firmly millennial. I think he's 36, so he's Philip DeFranco's age, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Vsauce. But his view is it's a cycle, and don't worry, and it'll get better, whatever. Which is technically, I mean, but he's an institutionalist, so he thinks capitalism will just correct itself, and it's just a cycle, and blah 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 blah. But he hates the idea of breaking the system to see if there's a better way.
Mm-hmm.
He hates it. He hates it. Very bad. Don't do it. Very. And I gotta be honest with you, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think this is just a cycle. This does feel like we're at the end of something.
Yeah.
What does Destiny feel? Because I know he's a hardcore anti-Trump guy, but how does he feel about the bigger picture?
He thinks that we need better leadership in the government. He wants Democrats to win in 26 and 28, and
Okay.
he thinks that he has a very nuanced view on a lot of shit, and so. But he's not like oh, the system's fucked, everything's gonna burn, It's not like that.
So, do you differ with him on that?
I don't think he doesn't talk a lot about like the way I'm looking at shit is I look at shit at like there's upper, there's middle, there's lower, and there's poor, right? And I think that he doesn't really attack like the class issues as much as he should,
See, kills it for me. It's like, really? Because that's everything, dude.
Yeah.
For me, I mean, the simple reason why we have so many young Nazis right now is these people, if I had to guess at their economic situation, they're in the cities, they're alone,
Mm-hmm.
they don't really talk to their family that much,
Mm-hmm.
and they're getting their social kicks from bonding over Nazi shit.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Yeah, they don't really have and it's economic. A lot of it's cultural too. It just is. It's like I don't know how many people are going to want to. I'm fine. That's where I get in trouble with the right. Is I'm fine just throwing money at it, and maybe that'll fix. Like especially with immigration.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I had to choose between deporting 100 million people and socialism, I'll pick the socialism.
Yeah, same.
Right, but they'll go, well, either socialism doesn't work or socialism moral, or they really just don't like 100 million people in the country,
Mm-hmm.
which I get. I disagree. I am from New York. But yeah, I'll take the socialism because otherwise, it's I don't know. I mean,
I'm with I'm with you. Like I think we need to address income inequality Or even
Let's do that first.
what happened?
Let's do it. Let's do that first.
Yeah,
before we
exactly.
go to the other
Let's do that
stuff.
first, and then we'll see where we're at. You know?
Because I do think feminism destroyed the birth rate. I think it just did. Now, if you don't think it's a problem, that's fine. I think it probably is. Just
I think it's more specific. I think it's, and this is going to make me sound insane, but women working.
Oh no, I was going. You said it, brother.
Yeah,
It's women working. It's yes. I mean, and they'll go, but I want to work. It's like, first of all, no, you don't. No, you don't. You probably don't. Oh, do you know that it's so? There's two versions of this meme. I like the non-anti-Semitic one. Jewish daycare.
I've not heard about this. What is this?
You've heard about this?
No, I haven't.
Well, I call it adult daycare because the other one sounds anti, and I don't mind the Jews. I know some people do.
Yeah.
But adult daycare is the idea that our society just puts women to work so they don't have children.
You know what? I don't think. Yeah, kind of. Well, no. Like what I'm trying to say is like I think the way I view it is like capitalists were like, we have this whole untapped workforce. You know what I mean?
They have a what?
Like capitalists are viewing the situation like, okay, we have all these men working, right?
Yeah.
But like, what if we could extract value out of all these women who currently aren't working?
Yeah.
You know, like.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think it's that. I do think but there's a lot of liberals, the modern liberals, who truly think there's a ton of value in being your own independent person.
And it's like, I can understand that if you're
I can too.
No, I can understand if you're middle class or upper class, right? But if you're fucking poor, why do you want to be a wage slave, right?
Right. And that's a common thing in conservative thought is a lot of social liberalism. It's an upper class thing. It destroys the lower class.
Mm-hmm.
Destroys it. And that's, I would say, the thing Bernie doesn't get. Is certainly Harris willfully misunderstands. Because again, feminism is more important to her than helping the working class.
And you know what else is, and this is how you know that like I think that if you were to institute, if there were like maternity packages almost, as if like as a woman you get pregnant and your company is like, hey,
let's paid family leave. It's one of the biggest progressive proposals.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think that like if you care about the birth rate and you care about women having kids and shit, it's like, why not just give them a year off, pay them like half their salary or whatever, or their base, you know?
The good news, the best thing that can happen in this country, in my view, is J.D. Vance runs as basically a socialist in 2028.
Yeah. And
I think he's already indicated that he might, as in he's written about Viktor Orban and Hungary and how I don't know if Putin does this, but the idea of doing stuff like that to increase the birth rate, you know. Yeah, now a lot of the right liberals,
Yeah, and like the tax child credit thing is like hinting at
that. True.
Like we need more of that. Like we need. Like
I think he's gonna give it. I think when I look at that guy, my best friend hates him. He fucking hates JD. He thinks he's a snake. He thinks he's an asshole. I get it. Fine. But when I see that guy, it's like, okay, that guy's gonna be in power for 40 years.
Yeah.
And I like it. That's Emperor Vance the First right there. He gets it. I think, you know, and he said that there's a lot of stuff that has the Catholic support that a lot of Americans won't go for. And I think he's referencing that.
Mm-hmm.
That because in Catholicism, there's in a modernist society, it's like, we gotta do the public then. That is public because what they're doing, you're taxing the rich to give it back to the poor. It's redistribution.
Yeah.
But to someone like a socialist or a conservative like that, it's like it's not. first of all, it's not their money; it's our money, and we're just balancing out a bit.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, that's against freedom. It's like, oh god, you guys are losers.
Yeah.
First of all, because Obama, again, that's Obama. I don't get it. Obama beat those people in 2008 by 10 million votes,
Mm-hmm.
and then he beat him again by 5 million votes.
Mm-hmm.
Like that. That's where in future episodes we'll get more into this because there's so much. We've only broken down like the first sentences of this shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, these guys are losers. I mean, I'm interacting with them. I'm in a Twitter argument. One of them retweeted me today and was mad at me. So that's interesting. We'll get into that maybe next time or something.
Mm-hmm.
Any final? I do want to ask one more. Well, I want to ask about your novel and other personal life stuff. But anything else in politics?
No, I think we are very much on the same page in terms of like we I think we agree a lot on like the class issues, you know.
We're going to talk about that more in future because that's going to come up when you talk about socialism. Because what I wanted to do, my idea was, I think the next few episodes will focus on one at a time.
Yeah.
And then just really go from there. I mean, just to, I guess, as a teaser. Well, there's just a lot of shit. A further definite, it's a lot of reading.
Mm-hmm.
Even just, there's market. It's socialism. Basically, the idea is to correct the market, and a lot of right liberals, hate that. And it's like, all right, but again, Obama ran against this in 2008, and he smoked you.
Yeah.
And then John Kerry in 2000. I mean, God. I mean, if you really want to, the last time a free market guy won was in 1988. So, and now people will say, yeah, but Bill Clinton ran as like, he ran as a third way, as in it wasn't just free markets. Like he was a big free market guy, but it wasn't just free markets. Like you're a loser. Like you lose a lot. You've won it. You know what? In 1988, you know what happened?
Right.
You know?
Right.
Back to the Future 3 came out. I think in 1988. Like Jurassic Park didn't come out.
Yeah.
Fucking Terminator was 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even realize that because people will say, "Well, Bill Clinton did well. He had to become a Republican. He had to become a little bit of a Republican. He still ran on keeping Social Security. It's like, and you could say that's total bullshit. I kind of see the point because the whole with the debt crisis, that's Social Security money.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, that's what causes that. Social Security, Medicare. Even I'm on Medicaid, so I get it. But don't give me that. Our ideas are popular. They're deeply unpopular. You're a joke. You're a punchline.
Yep.
I should clarify. Yeah, let me just see. Because what I meant to say was George Bush won in 2004. And he won in 2000, barely. And then 2004 again, barely. And I think that matters. Because in 1988, let me see how big. Now, people argue, too, with Ross Perot, that he took a lot of the George Bush vote.
Yeah.
I could see that. I ended up on the Wikipedia page for India, the Indian Congress, which is actually kind of interesting.
What was that?
No, it's just I got the 1988 elections in India,
Mm-hmm.
and a pastime of mine. It's not about this shit. at least in America, is reading about other countries. So that's interesting. But like, there's apparently an Indian Communist Party.
Interesting.
How good is your Indian accent?
Not at all.
I only got one word. You know what it is? It's brother. That's all I can get. But it's just because it's all the scam callers or the. How many scam texts do you get?
I've gotten my fair share. I've never really gotten a call though.
Well, because when I get the scam text, I read it in that voice, brother. Listen, brother, I have a new job for you, brother. Not a good one. I would never. But
have you ever seen?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen those guys call the call center and like freak them out?
No.
Dude, you gotta like when you get a chance, just Google like.
I'll Google right now.
Yeah, like Indian call center getting scammed. Like there's like a guy who does this. Like he's done it before.
There's a YouTube, or how do I get it?
Let me see if I can find it and I'll just send it to you.
Okay.
I think it's this. There we go. Okay. I think you would like this. You would find this very funny.
All right, here we go. Oh, wow. Okay. Here we go. I mean, all right, so I'm going to Google this. Oregon State is still winning 14-3.
Mm-hmm.
And there's 5 minutes and 47 seconds left. All right, scammers panic. All right, you want to do one more segment and then close it?
Sure.
Because I do want to get into at least just the. I want to know because next week we'll maybe do more personal stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I do like that name, Catching Up.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Do you want to create the logo or?
Sure, I just don't know what the logo will be.
I'll send you what I might be cool, but scammers. Okay, so let me get another drink and then wrap up. You can stop it.
Last segment.
All right, last segment. There's some tabs that I realized. So adult daycare. All right, I opened up. Let me. So yeah, all right, I have so many fucking tabs open, but I did have the video open just to wrap up because this is kind of relevant because I've been dealing with this. This is a personal life thing, kind of sort. Because I got involved with a lot of Republicans.
Yeah,
they're big free market guys still, and I'm kind of like, huh?
Yeah.
So it's been interesting, and I said this last week. I'm very sorry, but what was I gonna? It's shit. Hold on, I just had the thought. It's coming back. I think something the right's going to be dealing with is they welcomed in a lot of economic left-wing people without knowing it. Oh! No, never mind. Houston, they dropped a giant pass. It's like 60 yards.
Yeah.
Very sad. Very, very sad. That was worse than the Virginia Tech shooting. That's a fun bit. That's a fun bit for episode 2, a reoccurring bit.
Yeah.
So, but oh fuck, I lost. Yeah, they let in a lot of economic left people. So one of two things are gonna happen. They're gonna have to adjust their rhetoric, or how do I put it? There's one of two things. Because one is they're gonna try and kick me out.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, and pick people like me out. They might. I would not advise that because we'll just go vote for the other guy, or we just have to go vote for they don't kick us out, but they just say, yeah, but the free market, there's nothing beautiful but the free market.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't really care. You're either way, right?
Like me, I'm like the one thing I really hate is like I think about the wealth that is amassed very close to the top, and like I have a big problem with that. So
a right liberal would tell you, well, that doesn't really matter. What are you looking at that for? It's someone who earned their money. Go earn you could go, and then some will say it nicely. They'll say you can go earn your own money. But I'm like, yeah, no, that's not how, I don't think that's how it works. I think you're a little, and they may be right to be nervous about it, but they're more like, I'm nervous you're going to come for my money.
Yeah.
And I get that. That's my friend's fear, I think. I think it's a lot of right liberals' fear. I guess it depends on a right liberal. Because he's a family guy. He has 3 kids. He's a big investment bro, which is fine. So it's an interesting relationship. Because he's 10 years older, and he has obviously different priorities than I do.
Mm-hmm.
But he kind of can't. I don't know. It's like I'm ready to jump ship on the system, and he is benefiting from the system.
Yep.
And he thinks I can too, whereas I'm like, I don't like. And he'll say, "Well, it's a negative thing that you say." And my father has the same thing. It's like you're being negative when you say you can't get in the system. It's like I don't think so, though. I don't know. I don't know, dude. And I think it's just again personal. I guess I will say. Well, yeah, I'll say some again. I don't want to know. Remember that guy I told you about? I did say this. I'm just repeating myself. But the guy who last week I mentioned he has a dad with $200,000.
Yep.
Now I guess you could figure out who that guy really is. But you really want to fail. But that's the problem writ large. They just have a lot of money and they don't really want to give it to you.
Yeah.
I think it could just be that simple. It really just is like, yeah, we earned it. You didn't. You can go make your own. And it's I don't think it's out of malice though. I really don't. I think that's where the socialists kind of mess up and they moralize it. I think it's a perspective issue. They just really think that everyone can do this, right? And it's like, no.
You know, if that's their prevailing belief, then you should just simply ask them, like, would you do it all again? Like, if, like, as an experiment, just get rid of all your money somehow and then just go get it again.
Right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then, well, I earned this though, and it's like, well, you can earn it again.
No, yeah,
though,
it's like, sure, you earned it. That's fine. How about you just put it all away somewhere, right? And then you start from scratch and see how easy it is.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Because if you push them on that, nobody will do it. Not a single soul. Jeff Bezos won't do it. Dude down the block wouldn't do it.
They would say it's an impossible question because I already earned the thing I did, so why would I give it up? And it's like that's where it's just a test. It's an experiment.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's and and it's a perspective challenge too, where it's like, yeah, I'll fucking bring it up to them because it's been interesting because it's been coming up more again as this situation's been kind of derailing and again to their credit, they'll say, well, it's the debt that's the problem, and I actually could get behind that. I can imagine $30 trillion in debt just it's gonna sink you, you know. So but it's funny. That's what I know you mean when it's like you're interested in the extremes on both sides. Because I'm like, all right, fine, let's cut everything.
You know, it's funny. The debt is something I do not care about.
Well, I've had friends say it's because it's fake, basically, right?
Well, yeah, because it's like because think of it like this: United States went off the gold standard, right? But we did it in a strategic way because we were at that point or going to be or on our ways to become and solidify being the world's reserve currency. And so like if you think about it, think of it like USA is at the top with US dollars, and then there's some other countries like European Union, Japan, etc. They have money, but they have a lot of US bonds. Like they buy a lot of US bonds and they want to cash in on those bonds in the future. So it's not in their best interest for the US to fail, and then you have everything else underneath that. And so,
yeah, I've heard people say,
yeah. So it's like we can, like, obviously, I'm not saying we should print tons of money, no. But what I'm saying is like, the debt is not an issue. Like, it's not a big deal. Okay. Like the way we think, the way like me and you think about debt, like, oh, I have a credit card and have credit card debt. That is not the same as the United States having debt.
Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. Because there's a right wing scenario that's been posited that either in the next few years or by latest 2035 the economy will crash because of the debt.
Nah, that's not gonna happen. The reason why it's not gonna happen is because if something catastrophic happens and it has to do with the United States debt, everyone is fucked. Like when I say everyone, I mean the entire world.
Everyone. Yep.
Yeah. So it's not gonna happen.
So now what if it happens inevitably, as in no one can prevent it from happening?
And then we'll all just fall into an economic depression for the next 20 years or something. No.
Well, that's what people are saying. It's like that's. But I guess.
But I'm saying like the European Union and Japan and like Korea and all these other they will not let it happen. China will not let it happen. China needs
America.
Yeah, because I think a lot of people overlook the fact that we are one of the biggest consumer markets in the world. And so like if we as Americans are in an economic travesty and we're just all of a sudden saving a ton of money, China has how are they going to continue to make money? You know, like they're selling shit to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, that's that. Because I Googled the free market. So George Bush in 1980, he won by 420 electoral votes.
Mm-hmm.
Just to wrap up that thread. He won the popular vote by 7 million, but that's a smaller country then, so he won by 8 percentage points.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, man. I fucking free market. All right, that's that. Let's watch this Indian call. Well, these scam. That's kind of what I mean with this in terms of scams. There's something about our situation right now where it's like it feels like everything's a fucking scam.
Yeah.
Like that's the vibe right now.
Like think about it. Like you go sign up for a gym membership, you use it for a year. Now it's time for you to cancel, and they make it so fucking hard for you to cancel.
Right. Now I've actually, you know what's funny? I would have canceled. I don't know. It's smart. It is a fucking. Because I haven't gone to the gym in a very long time. I do have it, and I do use it sometimes, but as a place to just roll. Like, if I'm in a different town, mm-hmm. I'll go in there and just fuck around and wait, you know, and charge my phone.
Yeah.
So there's something useful about that to just always have.
Mm-hmm.
But it is definitely influenced by, like, oh, it's very hard to fucking cancel.
And then there's, like, this... The allure of streaming services where it's like, oh, come give us your dollars, and then it's like they only have a movie for like 3 months and then the movie's gone to another service.
It's everything's just they're trying to just take one more. I mean, there's a guy he works for Jackman. He's like the editor there, and he apparently helped write Don't Look Up,
Mm-hmm.
which that's a climate change movie, and I know he thinks it's happening, and I guess maybe it's happening. I don't know. I used to be very I get it, but maybe not. Anyway, he helped write it. That's cool. And he had a tweet that was like, "It's a beautiful fucking tweet." He said, right now there's this rip everything. Oh, I'll just quote it directly because it's a fucking great tweet. Where is it? I'll just scroll. Where is it? Oh, this is gay. Come on, quicker. Pausing, quick. Almost. So many replies. All right, Oh, here we go. Yeah, So he says, there's a frantically steal everything not nailed down to the floor before the entire building collapses vibe coursing through America right now. Seems really. There is some about it. I mean, dude, it's fucking crazy.
It is.
I mean, because in my personal life, I've seen that. I don't know if you've seen it in your personal life. I don't think so, right?
No, not exactly.
Okay. Because, like, my father just got divorced for the second time.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't seen, and he's just out there just making as much money as possible. I don't know. I don't know if he knows this is why, or if he's even thinking about that. I'd have another friend who's just kind of like just doesn't give a shit. Like he's a nothing ever happens, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Just totally like tuned out. And it's like I wonder if it's this vibe. It's like, yeah, there's no point anyway. It's fucking again, just take everything you can before this whole fucking thing goes. That's fucking wild. There's something about it. It's like coursing. That I love that word. Yeah, man. I guess on that no. Speaking of personal life, oh, the video, the scam. Well, it's like 20 minutes long.
Mm-hmm.
What's the funniest bit?
Uh, it's when he like. Well, I don't know if that exact video is the one I've seen, but if you go to like related videos, you might find the one. But it's funny because he calls them and he just tells them their names.
Okay, here we go. You
establish with the victims. They unsurprisingly and never connected. But I wasn't going to let the scammers get off that easy, so I started to boot offline their internet.
I'll watch it another time, and because I wanted like a TikTok version, you know.
Yeah.
You're writing a novel, apparently.
Yes, I am.
Or you want to write? Well, why?
I'm still in the concept phase, and I was really inspired by like there are a lot of people that are just writing short stories on Reddit, and I'm like,
how long are the short stories?
They're like I'd say about like an hour to 2 hours worth of reading, like very short, you know.
Mm-hmm. That's long though, dude. Where on Reddit is this?
When I say short, I mean you can read it in 1 to 2 hours.
But that's long. That's like 500 to 10,000 words. That's a short story.
Oh yeah, there's on Reddit No Sleep, and then there's another one called.
They're that long?
Yeah, they get really long. You know what, Paul? Fuck? You might like look up, and this is just for you to watch like in your own time or read in your own time. There's something called Mother Horse Eyes, and I think you might appreciate it.
Mother Horse Eyes?
Yeah, that's what it's called. Just look for like a collected version of Mother Horse Eyes.
Narrative element, interface,
Yeah.
interconnected stories.
Yeah.
Oh, is a free name of an anonymous sort of creepypasta.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow. Vietnam Elizabeth. Oh. Uh. Yeah. Wow. And it's. Huh. Uh. What is it exactly? It's like
To give you
that's
a
interesting.
to give you a rough overview, it's a little bit of alternate history and like I'd say science fiction. I'd also say conspiracy, but I think the concepts in there are interesting. Like, these very interesting concepts. I haven't finished it myself. It's pretty long.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like something Thomas Pynchon would write, or Pincon. Well, the new movie from Paul Leo DiCaprio is based on loosely a Thomas Pincon book.
Okay.
If I'm even fucking saying it right. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it's interesting. It's not a book exactly. It's a
No.
collection.
Yeah.
I'll look into that. So what's the novel then? What's
The novel that
the
I'm
idea?
writing is like a science fiction, and I will, the part I do want you to be a part of it because it takes place over the backdrop of World War III,
Okay.
and I will need your help in historically setting that up, kind of.
Of course. I
Because I
mean,
feel like how much what?
huh?
How much what?
You have written.
Oh no, I'm just still in the concept phase.
So, well, it's just in your head.
No, I have stuff written down, but what I mean by concept phase is like I don't have a narrative yet. I have like blueprints of what I would like to include in the narrative.
That counts. That's like a
Yeah.
loose. I call that in the TV writing world. That's called blue sky writing.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently,
There's going to be some Jewish mysticism. There's going to be a lot of Aldous Huxley. There's going to be World War III is obviously the backdrop. It's. I'm making it fairly complicated, and I probably shouldn't for my first story, but I want it to be complicated.
But you gotta follow what you like.
Yeah.
Always be, you know. Um. Wow. How much do you have written down in terms of blueprint stuff?
3 pages.
Houston just blocked an Oregon
Damn.
field goal. The end of the half too. How many pages is it?
3 pages of concepts right now.
Okay, yeah, that's how you start. And this is your first written story, or whatever.
Yep.
Okay. That's crazy because I've been doing this so long. It's weird. That is weird. I remember I remember the feeling too when it felt new.
Yeah.
Okay.
You sound like a
It's
veteran
about
right
World
now.
War. Well, I know it. Well, that's what it feels like, especially because again, what happened to the story business.
Yeah.
I'll say this because I it's a nice wraparound because I forgot to say this before, but I mean, what happens to movies when you can just make them on your computer?
Yeah.
What happens?
It's
like
it's gonna be like the democratization of all this technology to people. I don't necessarily see as a good thing.
I don't either. I think it's I don't know. I mean, I don't because the problem with that is it does end community stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just go Avengers Doomsday, like an AI trail. It's probably decent.
Yeah.
I could again. I guess I would watch this as a real piece of movie making, but how long until it becomes like a real piece of movie making?
Yeah.
Like Yeah, it looks fine.
Brad, I will forge my own.
Yeah, God. I mean, if anything, it's a cool way to almost like storyboard.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
But then it's too much. Too much. Let's just play it. Let's just stop. What if we went back 100 years? Come on, come on, man. All right, that's enough of a teaser. Well, I guess we'll talk about it more at another time. Because my mouth has finally hit the limit.
Yeah.
What are we at? Like 3 hours?
I don't know, but we have a lot of segments. I'll upload. I'll get them converted and upload them before I go to bed tonight.
Okay, good, and then I'll edit it all into whatever. Yeah, wow, okay. Yeah, we'll get more of that later. Any other bits before we close for the night?
No, I think we put in the work.
Well, this is work. My mouth is actually tired.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll plot the episode for next week and then just go from there.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts?
I don't know. Be safe.
Be what?
Be safe. I'm just saying, be safe.
Be safe.
Yeah.
Watch out for that. I'm gonna Google the Virginia Tech.
Yeah. Watch out for that Asian guy.
Watch out for. Oh, the young hey Choo. The young Chow. Well, definitely watch out for that guy. His photo has the school shooter look too.
Jesus.
So it's like, oh, he would have definitely, if there was even something to do with it, it's probably this guy. It'd be fucked up to have a teacher tell you look like a school shooter.
Yeah, it would be.
That's probably fire. I did make that joke once in the class to 2 kids. It's totally. I sound like I forget what it was, but it was pretty edgy. I was like, oh, I hope I don't get in trouble for that. I didn't say God. All right. Thank you to whoever listened to this.
Yeah.
The third person in the room.
For real.
Next week we'll get more into that. Would you want to talk about it on air?
What, the novel?
Yeah.
Sure, but I'm not even. I feel like it's been about a week since I've put anything new down, so maybe I'll have more by then.
Yeah, whatever. It doesn't, because I'm working on one too. We'll get into why, just because stuff, novels, and it's an older art form than movies.
Yeah.
So in a way, it does feel more durable.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why. On that note, we'll just thanks for tuning in as always, and I don't know, dude. Have a good night or evening or whatever.
Yeah.
There's music playing over this too. I mean, I'm using your music by the way.
Oh, really? Nice.
There you go. I'll go through the list and find one that fits. All right. Thanks for tuning in. Talk to you later, guys. Bye-bye.